Right there.
Hey, it's John with JTech over here, class 22 of the automotive series. What we're going to do today is we got a Toyota 1.8 liter 4-cylinder what appears to be dual overhead cam motor cylinder block right here. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to show y'all how to take the valves out. Something pretty simple, as long as you got the right tools. Right tools are important. I mean, there's always other ways of doing it, but right tools make things better. Alright. And what I got over here, back here you can't really see because the cylinder head's in the way, but I'm going to pull the parts out so you can see them anyway. What I got here is what I'm going to be using as my spring depressor. And to do so, I'm going to need these guys here. I'm also going to need a couple of threaded bolts that fit into here so I can lock her down, so to speak. It looks like that thread's not very good, or it could just be a wrong code screw.
What's this one? What's the other one? The one that doesn't come.
Here we go. Looks like we got two.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah.
I got three. And that's why that one beat it up. And I got number 4 right here. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line these up in such a way where I'll be nice and balanced in the dead center. So that way when I apply pressure, it's not going to try to torque the whole head that bad. It's still going to try to torque it because, you know, muscle strength. It is what it is. And if your bolt does not have a shoulder on it, a washer would definitely be recommended.
Did you get it done?
I'm getting it done right now.
So what?
Doing it right now.
Oh, what are you doing? Video. Oh, you're gonna do a video also? Alright. You have 6 altogether. River class, right?
Like for me, I also found the bolt to the shoulder, which is always preferred because they tend to be a little bit stronger.
You guys making any progress over here?
Possibly.
You want to make sure that they're threaded in at least bare minimum a 1/4 inch. Otherwise, they are not going to have rigidity to actually hold still for what we're trying to do.
One bill on this thing. Only one.
That's what we're going to do. Is we're going to get this piece here, almost like a gun. Bow, bow. And you want to make sure you actually apply this properly, because I'm probably going to have it backwards. Because I tend to do a lot of things backwards, not going to lie. See? Doing things backwards already.
Yes, this. Yeah, this one here is your balance shaft belt.
I'm really good at doing things backwards.
I mean, it runs the water pump
really
and
good.
the other, the oil pump. This one back here, this big one here, that's the timing belt.
As well. Actually apply.
Yep. Sure it wasn't on.
Yeah. You can hold it in its spot.
I want one pin in the top here to hold me still, and I'm gonna want one pin over here to hold this part still. Because, you know, moving parts when you're doing stuff like this, not fun.
That's just weird.
You also want to do like a little practice pull, so make sure you got a nice spot, nice angle. And this particular motor, I'm not sure if you can see here, has these caps, which is why we got a pair of pliers to help us pull these caps out. As you see here, they actually have valve cover caps. Not all motors have these, but this particular 1.8 Toyota motor does. So voila. Alright, make sure, number one, safety glasses, especially. Face shield would definitely be preferred whenever doing stuff like this, because the valves are under tension. It's not fun to mess with. Getting one in the eye, not fun. Not a happy day, campers. Alright, next what you want to do is you want to make sure your tool's nice and centered, so you have a good, solid...
Underneath valve head so that it doesn't fall over.
And then what we're going to want to do is, before we go any further, because our valve is going to want to sit. We want to squish down. So luckily we got a cap. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the cap underneath here, try to keep it from moving up on us. So we're going to go ahead and, you know, do some proactive thinking. Get a friend to help hold it still. Hold the cylinder head still. And then you're going to apply pressure down. And you're going to notice your little retainer pins are going to become loose. Here's one. And here's the other.
Don't lose these.
Do not, like she said, do not lose these. Because they are not exactly the funnest thing to try to replace. Notice how I kept them right here next to me. And this right here is your spring and spring cap that holds your retainers for your valve, which we are about to pull out now that we've gotten all the little retainers out. You want to keep your finger here, make sure it doesn't just fall out and hit stuff. You're going to slowly and easily pull it out to go ahead and inspect. Alright, you're going to go ahead and grab your valve, and you're going to want to measure it in 3 different spots to make sure that this is not being abnormally worn in its wear spots. And you're going to want to measure right here, which is the face. You're going to want to measure the margin as well, right here. The face down there, here, and the margin here, and then along the stem to make sure it's in good working order. Alright. Luckily here we got a little micrometer, digital micrometer, even better. Shazam. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide this guy open. Let's slide it back close. We're going to start kind of close at the top here. Looks like we got, what are we in inches? Good, we're in inches.
Can you Google?
We're looking at a 0.213 inch at the top. Oh, 0.211 at the bottom, so there is a little at the wear area. We check it back down at the bottom. Same thing there. Just a little bit more wear towards the bottom.
Okay.
But remember, you want to measure it here, here, and here as well to make sure it stays safe. I'm not sure if y'all saw it before, but I'm making sure. Next, you're going to want to measure this spot here, which is your face, which is here from here, and then the margin, which is the next gap down. The margin from here and here. It'll let you know a lot of what's going on with your valve inside your motor. Alrighty, now that I've got it out, I'm not gonna get too into it. I got another video that's gonna be in my description telling you about how to lap a valve. This is just remove and reinstall. Alright, so what you're gonna want to do, be very careful, look through both sides and make sure you guide right back up, and making sure not to mess up the valve seal, because you want to make sure it allows just enough oil to come by to lube up the valve, but not enough to actually leak oil into the cylinder, because that's not good, let's be honest. Next, what we're going to want is our little trusty cap here that I mentioned before, to make sure that our valve here doesn't fall out as we try to put it back in. And keep note, these valve caps are sharp. Don't drop the head with one underneath on your hand. It will hurt. May even cut off a finger if you're not careful.
On the engine, the green valve.
Alright, next what you're going to want to do is you're going to go ahead and put on your spring with your cap here.
Is it a box?
You're going to get it somewhat positioned. Get it pretty close. Get your tool ready. Go ahead and get it nice and centered. And then get your friend to go ahead and hold your cylinder block still. Now you can either use a tool to put these in. You can use your hand, whatever you feel most comfortable with and you feel safest with. Remember, safety, key. Number one, safety.
Round shaft belt and the timing belt. Now the timing belt's gone.
Well, your hands just.
Let me see if one of them spins through the box. It was inside that car. Let me see if I got it. I know where it's at. Where do you see cameras? There's one right there. There's one right above you over here.
Sometimes using a pick is helpful. And you're going to want to wiggle this valve back and forth to make sure that you are getting both of your retainers in their proper seats. Otherwise, there's no telling what may or may not happen to this valve. Alright. Once you have your valve seated, I'll go ahead and try to angle this up way. You got both your retainers in. There we go. You got both your retainers in. What you're going to want to do is take the back of your screwdriver and put your hand over it and give it just a nice little tap to make sure it's not going to like just spring apart and do something crazy. You'd rather do it now and not while the vehicle is running, because that's just going to be a bad time for all us campers. And then before you forget, go ahead and grab your cap that you used earlier and replace it right over the top. Alrighty, and that was just a little quick bait. And then of course you put your tool away and put your valve cover on, valve train, all your other essential goodies in the camshafts. But hey, that's how you take the valve in and out. Hope you had a great one. This has been John with J. Yeah, Harper and Burke. Love it.